Hello, welcome back to 026 Morning for another car episode. Now, last week I was comparing the Toyota Vitz with the Nissan Note and the Mazda Demio, and people complained there is one car I did not bring into that comparison, which they deem should be there. Now, this is the 2015 Honda Fit. It plays in that small hatchback segment or super minis with those cars aforementioned and something like the Peugeot 208. So let's see how this car will stack up against the other three. Let's talk about the design of this Honda 2015 Honda Fit. Now, in 2014, when Mazda was moving to the code of solo motion design language, Honda also moved and adopted theirs. They call it exciting H design, with of course 3 exclamation marks. Now, the exciting H design language basically gives the Honda Fit a different outlook in the front, but you're going to find this outlook, it's going to be similar with what you're going to find in the Honda Vezel and some versions of the Honda CR-V. Basically, the grille is now slimmer. Actually, the previous one didn't have what you can call even a grille. This one is slimmer, longer, and that's why you're finding these headlights coming out somewhat slimmer. Yeah, and this face comes out somewhat aggressive, and I could say this car is now built to look better than what the predecessor actually could post, matters the looks. Yeah, in this front, that's all you can say about it. Down here we should be having fog lights, but because this is a base model, that's why you don't find them. Now let's come to this side, to the side profile. Now this car comes with a 14-inch alloy wheels. If you step up to the high performance version of the Honda Fit, which is normally called the Honda Fit RS, they normally come with a 15 up to 16-inch alloy wheels. Coming to the side profile, it's taller than the competition actually. The only car that will compete with this car matters the height is the Nissan Note, and that's why those two cars have the best headroom in this segment. Now, coming to the rear profile of this car, there are of course minor tweaks which gives it a good look. Of course, we have this spoiler here, we have this Honda badge, we have the Fit badge here, and because this is an hybrid version, that's why you don't see that badge here. For hybrids, you'll find the hybrid badge here. Now, this car is the biggest of the doo-doos, if you ask me, because the Mazda Demio, the Toyota Vitz look somewhat smaller than this car, and that one has an effect on the spacing inside this car. Looking at this car, basically the 2015 Honda Fit, it's more beautiful than the previous one, bigger, better, and beautiful. That is how I can conclude the design of this 2015 Honda Fit. Now, welcome to the cabin of this 2015 Honda Fit. Now, how does it look like, if you ask me? I've been in the cabins of the Mazda Demio, Toyota Vitz, and the Nissan Note. And looking at this cabin styling, I could say that the Mazda Demio and the Nissan Note in the medal stream level look somewhat better. Yeah. Why am I saying so? Look at this cabin styling. We don't have steering control buttons on this steering wheel, but basically it's because these are base model. That's why you don't find them. In higher trim levels, you'll find volume control buttons on this one. Now, look at this dashboard, how it looks like. Of course, it's made of plastic etc, but that's the norm in this segment. Now, if we start looking at the features of this car, basically it's a push to start car. That one, I think it's now standard in most Honda cars. Now, coming to this side, we have this traction control button. Of course, we have this icon. Basically here the car will limit performance, but it will improve your gas mileage. On a space perspective and the practicality, if you ask me, we have these two cup holders here. This storage compartment here, it's not that big, of course, it's this small actually. And then up front here for the driver, you have this cup holder now here. So if you ask me about the cabin styling of this car, while it's improved from the previous generation, it's not the best considering what the Nissan Note offers and what the Mazda Demio offers. Now, the last video I made about where I was comparing the Toyota Vitz, the Mazda Demio, and the Nissan Note, space was an issue this class, and the car that only ticked that box was the Nissan Note. Now it has a new rival which is about to topple it from that position. Check this amount of legroom. It's not better than the Nissan Note, but now they are at the same level. Look at this headroom. For a person who's 5'9", actually this headroom is more than what I was getting in the Nissan Note. For a person who's 5'9", I won't have any struggles. And if I'm to drive this car, of course I'll adjust it somewhat up front slightly, and this will be my driving position. Now I still have some I'm pretty sure the passenger will have some room. I'll check that. Now in the Toyota Vitz, there was no room for adjustment, especially for a person like me. That means a tall driver will obviously find this car and the driving position, let me say, comfortable and accommodative. I'm in the rear seat of this 2015 Honda Fit, and immediately what I can tell from the class, this is easily the class leader matters space. Check this amount of legroom I have. I'm maintaining the same driving position I had adjusted this driver seat, but you can see I have like, this will be more than 10, actually more than what I had in the Nissan Note. Yeah, so a person traveling in this rear seat over long distances, they're gonna be absolutely comfortable. There is no feeling of crampness, something like something I experienced in the Mazda Demio. Actually, the Mazda Demio disappointed highly, matters the rear spacing. Yeah, so this car matters the interior accommodation. It ticks or it checks the boxes. For a buyer wants a kadudu, something small, but still will swallow or will feel comfortable. This is the amount of trunk space you have with this 2015 Honda Fit. It's easily the class leader if you ask me, because this is the biggest boot space you have in this segment. Even without checking what is under this liner, this amount of room can easily take 2 briefcases. Yeah, so a person who's considering the Honda Fit will most probably consider it ahead of the rest because of spacing, because it will check that box quite easily.
Now for the 2015 Honda Fit, we have 2 engines, of course. This is the entry level. It's a 1.3 liter. It's a normally aspirated petrol engine, and it makes 100 horses. That power is channeled to the front wheels because basically this is a front wheel drive car through a CVT gearbox. Now another engine flavor which many people will like because it's of its power and gas mileage, it's a 1.5 liter which is coupled with a hybrid setup. Now that 1.5 liter hybrid engine, it's the same engine you are finding in cars like the Honda Grace or something even bigger like the Honda Vezel, because the Honda Vezel is actually built on the Honda Fit platform. Now how about reliability of this 1.3 liter EVTEC engine? Basically EVTEC is a system that improves efficiency without necessarily compromising on performance. Now this engine will easily rake over 400,000 kilometers without necessarily braking or skipping a beat. Actually the Honda Fit 1.3 liter is the most reliable car in this segment, actually more reliable than the Toyota Vitz and even the Mazda Demio, which won the battle last week.
The Honda Fit has the biggest, there is a big undoing that is affecting the Honda Fit. Now this is the most expensive car in the segment, and that is as a reason why the Honda Fit is not gonna remain as the segment best seller alongside the Nissan Note and the Toyota Vitz. Honda Fit currently the price range starts at 1 million to 1.3 million shillings. Actually, I've seen dealers posting it with 1.35, and that is just the base one. It's not the Honda Fit RS, because that one is justified if someone asks 1.3 for it, because car prices are on a rising curve. The Honda Fit has its major strongholds, matters reliability. It's the most reliable car in the segment. The 1.3 liter here, I've already said it's unbreakable and I could say infallible, all foolproof if you like. Now it may not be the best matters driving because it's a 1.3 liter plus a CVT, but basically all cars in this segment, they normally have between 1.2 and 1.3. The Nissan Note has a 1.2, Demio 1.3, Vitz 1.3, and also these are 1.3, almost similar outputs. So you expect fuel economy in the same range. around 15 to 17 kilometers per liter if you drive like a good person, of course. Now, you can only you'll consider the Honda Fit if space is your priority, reliability is a priority, and you want something that, let me say, this is the biggest of the to-dos because it's bigger than everything in the class. Yeah, if you can meet that price point, you are sure the Honda Fit is gonna serve you for a long time. But currently, the biggest undoing will be that price point. Yeah. So that's how I'm concluding this 2015 Honda Fit review. In case you have another question about cars generally, or even for the Honda Fit, shoot me a message on 026 Motoring. We'll respond in the short time possible. Let's catch up on the next one, guys. Bye.